Hey, Editor Vam here. Just want to give a quick disclaimer that Metalfoes is one of those decks that is constantly changing in strategy, so if this deck seems a little bit weird if you're watching it far into the future, that's because it's probably changed and I probably need to make an updated video. Enjoy the rest of the video anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Today we are going to be taking a look at some NR meta for the format. Today's episode is about the Metalfoes archetype, where Metalfoes are one of the strongest decks and actually have multiple cards relating to specifically them, semi-limited and limited, such as Summoner's Art and Baboon. There is also one banned card in the Metalfoes archetype that is absolutely busted, and that is Metalfoes Counter. Metalfoes Counter is advantage upon advantage upon advantage. Even when combined with the Unchained, it just gets better. As a normal trap card, if any card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a Metalfoes from your deck. And then, during either player's turn, as a graveyard effect, you can banish it from your graveyard to add a Metalfoes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So, within a couple of turns, you can easily seek out Metalfoes from your deck and from your extra deck to go into even more plays. Metalfoes Counter actually gives us a little bit of an indication into the history of Metalfoes decks ever since the incarnation of the NR format. Previously, Metalfoes Combination was just used as a tool, and it was popped over and over and over to search Metalfoes monsters from your deck. Nowadays, though, Metalfoes are all about setting up a recursion advantage loop with Metalfoes Metalcaster and Bismugear. If you have this loop set up, you can constantly be searching new Metalfoes to summon for fusions and Xyz plays occasionally, so with something like Volflame. Let's begin with the card by card. We have 3 Metalfoes Volflame. We have 1 Fire Opal Head, which can be searched off of Summoner's Art to pendulum summon Metalfoes Bismugear. We have 3 Gold Driver, 3 Silvered, 3 Steelin, 3 Melcaster, 2 Unchained Twins Aruha, 3 Unchained Twins Sarama, and 2 Unchained Twins Rakea, which allow you to have additional pops instead of just using one of your Metalfoes pops in the Pendulum Zone, so that you can get more resource advantage per turn. However, a word of warning, Aruha and Rakea Fiend lock, which is why it's always better to use a Metalfoes pop on Aruha or Rakea to get Sarama, because Sarama does not Fiend lock you. And you can't actually pop things with Sarama unless you have an Unchained in the grave. So you use something like Steelin to pop Aruha to summon Sarama, and then revive the Aruha in face down defense position, and then you can pop something else on the field. Next we have 3 copies of Serene Psychic Witch. It's pretty much a normal summon that you can pop with the Metalfoes to then search any Metalfoes during your next standby phase, as long as it has 2,000 or less attack, something like Gold Driver or Steelin or Melcaster or Bismugear. Then we have 2 Baboon that can just get you advantage when it's destroyed, and it can allow you to mulligan 2 cards, and it had to be semi-limited because otherwise you could have 3 mulligans in a single turn, practically giving you whatever hand you want. Next we have 3 rare Metalfoes Bismugear, which is one of the key combo pieces in the Metalfoes deck for recursion. 2 Summoner's Art, we would play 3 if it was not semi-limited. We have 3 copies of Full Metalfoes Fusion. We have no Para Metalfoes Fusion, it is banned. And Full Metalfoes Fusion is really nice because it can allow you, along with Metalfoes Combination, to recur even more monsters from the graveyard. Then we have 3 Torrential Tribute as a staple. Also, half of these cards have floating effects, so of course. And then 1 Metalfoes Combination, because that's all we're allowed to have. Now in the extra deck, we have 1 Metalfoes Crimsonite, just as a niche case of a 3,000 attack beat stick. We have 3 Metalfoes Orichalc, which is really nice because it deals double piercing, and it has a floating effect to destroy a card on the field, along with its materials being very generic, and a 2800 attack body to boot. Then we have 1 Mithrilium, which is all we're allowed to have. Of course we would have more. It is one of the better NR Metalfoes fusions. Then we have a couple of rank 7s. We have Dark Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation, which comes in handy occasionally. We have number 74, Master of Blades, And then we have number 76 Harmonizer Gradiel. Next we have 2 rank 3s for the Unchains or for any combos you have with that with Baboon or Serene Psychic Witch. Super Quantum Mech Beast Grand Pulse is a generic spell trap removal with 2800 defense. And then we have number 75 Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, which is a rank 3 that can change any effect you want that your opponent activates if it's a monster effect. Now we have some generic link monsters. We have Triple Burst Dragon because it's practically a staple. We have Proxy Dragon for extra link zones and protection, and Geonator Transverser. We have Cross Sheep and Gravity Controller because we're playing Pendulums. We can wipe out any big link boss we want. Then in the side deck we have, I'm just kidding, this is a best of 1 format. There is no side deck. Now here's where I'm going to show you the combo. Start off by summoning the Baboon to Mulligan. We activate Volflame, we activate Fire Opal Head, we Pendulum Summon, of course, Serene Psychic Witch, and Unchained Twins Rakea. And this is where Metalfoes has been hit on the ban list and why it's so important that they were hit on the ban list. Turn 1 Metalfoes is not that good. However, turn 3 onward, this deck is a monster. So here we'll set combination. Rakea triggers summoning Sarama. Sarama effect reviving Rakea and popping the Serene Psychic Witch. Serene Psychic Witch banishing Bismugear, and we'll go into a Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. From there we have Bismugear to search, we have Bamboozling Gossip Shadow on board, and we have Pendulum Scales set to bring back anything we possibly draw. Now we're on to turn 3. The plan here is pop the Bismugear, and at the end of the turn search Melcaster. See, we'll get silvered, we'll flip up Rakea, we will pop Rakea, set Metalfoes Fusion. Rakea effects summon another Sarama, Sarama revive the Rakea, and pop the Bismugear. Bismugear Pendulum Summon, then silvered, and then end phase, and we will add Melcaster. Now we'll flip up the full Metalfoes Fusion, put those in the extra deck, summon Mithrilium, Volflame, pop Rakea again, set another full Metalfoes Fusion, Rakea effects summon an Aruha, then Pendulum Summon back the Bismugear and the Melcaster from hand. And now we have a resource loop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Metalfoes in a lab look amazing, but let's see how they can do against another meta deck. This is Metalfoes v Fast Magic, aka Magispector Speedroids. Start off normal summon Marble Machine, add Take Tomboard effect tributing itself to summon Fukimadoshi Piper. We will add the Magispector Tornado, then synchro into Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior effect, we'll draw a card, activate Moon Mirror Shield, set 1, and pass. Of course, that set card cannot be activated. We'll go Melcaster in the Pendulum Zone, Volflame and Melcaster into Pendulum Summoning 3, going into Cross Sheep, and then we will pop the Serene Psychic Witch, banishing the Bismugear, and of course we set the combination and the full Metalfoes Fusion. Serene Psychic Witch, special summoning the Bismugear, battle phase into the Cross Sheep. Now we have Steelin, Pendulum Summon again, we'll Pendulum Summon the Steelin and the Gold Driver. Metalfoes Melcaster will pop the Bismugear. Metalfoes combination is activated just for simplicity's sake. Then we will set another full Metalfoes Fusion, Bismugear activate, full Metalfoes Fusion to fuse into a Mithrilium, Volflame to pop the combination, and combination has a floating effect where you can add any Metalfoes from your deck to hand, but that's not important because now we can use Mithrilium's effect to shuffle back those 2 cards and return the Stardust Charge Warrior to the hand. He'll pay 500, put it on top of the deck, and phase Bismugear, adding another Melcaster. Next we'll summon Magispector Crow Yada. We'll fusion summon into Orichalc. Mithrilium effect will summon back the Bismugear. Moon Mirror Shield on the Yata. Moon Mirror Shield will make this 2900. Orichalc pop the Moon Mirror Shield. Summoner's Art. We will go into Fire Opal Head, Volflame pop the Melcaster, set the combination, Melcaster effect, add back a Bismugear, activate Fire Opal Head, Pendulum Summon, Melcaster, Bismugear, and Melcaster, overlay into Harmonizer Gradiel, detach to attach the Fukimadoshi Piper, battle phase. We will go into it with Spirit Metalfoes Bismugear because its effect can be triggered by battle. However, they have Magispector Sonics, which in theory would double the battle, would do 0 more battle damage but double the attack. However, they had 2 Magispectre Sonics, so I took 2,000 damage instead, and I can't attack over Yada. Now, Harmonizer Gradiel, at the end of the turn, we will activate Bismugear to add Melcaster, Moonmirror Shield, again, Metalfoes combination, and now switch Yada to defense position. We have Torrential Tribute, we'll Pendulum Summon a Bismugear and a Melcaster, we'll go into Triple Burst Dragon, and they have a Magispectre Tornado, and we'll activate the effect just for fun, it's all getting destroyed anyways. And they will activate Moonmirror Shield to place at the bottom of the deck, and we will attack directly for 2400 and set the Torrential Tribute. Now, they will activate Supreme King Gate 0 and Clock Arc, and Pendulum Summon Yada back from the deck along with Marble Machine, adding Magispectre Cyclone. Then we will go into Gravity Controller, Torrential Tribute, and Yada stays on the field, of course. Pendulum Summon, Stealing from hand, Bismugear, Tempest to destroy those monsters by tributing the Yada. Now, Pendulum Summon those. Clock Arc, they made a misplay. Clock Arc destroys itself. Direct attack with Yada for 1,000. Now we will go Pendulum Summon Volframe from hand and Melcaster in Extract Magispectre Tornado, targeting that. We will Fusion Summon into Orichalc, Metalfoes combination to special summon back the Mithrilium, and at this point, I forgot to attack. However, they go into next turn. They will Pendulum Summon Exosister Esophiel, returning that to the extra deck. Then Magispectre Supercell to draw a card. And now main phase 1, Pendulum Summon into the Volflame, battle phase, beat over that, and then I drew full Metalfoes Fusion, so Fusion Summon back into the Mithrilium, combination effect, reviving, and destroying the Gate 0, and now we have game. Final thoughts on the deck. Metalfoes was one of the main strategies played in the original NR Festival, which means that its power is one of the older decks that has managed to hold up even after multiple bans, after multiple nerfs. It has still managed to be one of the strongest. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vam, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.